It's time. I've reached my breaking point. I can't do it anymore. This video's not about Halloween Ends. This video's not about what movies you should or shouldn't like. No. This video is to simply say, leave Corey alone. Hey, what's up everybody? Nick here, and today I want to talk to you guys about Corey. Mr. Corey Cunningham. The one and only. The one everybody loves to hate. The one everybody hates to love. Whatever it may be. Whatever side of the fence you're on. Corey creates conversation. Now, if you're new to my channel and you're like, oh god, he's going to go on a diatribe about Halloween Ends. No, don't worry. I've already done that like 15 times. This is just specifically about Corey. Also, I'm not asking you guys to agree with me or disagree with me, whatever. I just want to hear your thoughts down below in the comments section. I just want to talk about this character and the performance of the actor Rowan Campbell playing the character, and why I think some of the hate with this is just unnecessary. It's overblown. It's gotten to a point where it's just ridiculous. Alright, so starting this off, I just have to say again, this is not going to be about the merits, or lack thereof, for Halloween Ends. No, this is specifically about the character. Alright, here we go. Look, the Halloween franchise, at multiple points throughout its history, has toyed with the idea of this evil being transferred, has toyed with the idea of this evil even somewhat being contagious or genetic. There's been a lot of inferences about the evil that inhabits Michael Myers throughout the series. Look no further than Halloween 4, the ending there, where Jamie Lloyd, after touching him, decides to take up the scissors and, I don't know, become her uncle. Look no further than Rob Zombie's Halloween 2, where Laurie and Michael have a shared psychic connection, or Halloween 5 for that matter, following the events of 4. It has been heavily implied in different ways throughout this series, and I think a lot of fans can admit that they always liked the idea of maybe a Halloween movie exploring that down the line. So enter Halloween Ends, a movie that finally says we're going to do that. We are going to go full bore. We are going to finally show you guys what it looks like when that evil fully latches onto somebody else and they basically take up the mantle for Michael Myers. Now, I've heard every argument against this and every argument for it over the years, and I agree with pretty much every stance on it. And what I mean by that is, yes, it's a cool idea. Also, yes, it was not introduced early enough. Yes, it came out of left field, and it is not at all the story you want to tell when you are the concluding movie in a trilogy. Yes, it actually is a pretty interesting story. All of these things can be and are true about the character idea for Corey Cunningham and Halloween Ends. So if that's the case, Halloween fans were interested in seeing this, but they feel like maybe this came out of left field and wasn't set up, what are the main gripes with Corey Cunningham in this movie? Well, first of all, let's just talk about the band geeks. Corey gets bullied by a bunch of band geeks. That is absolutely unrealistic. Look, I've said this before in videos, I will say this again. If you think that all band geeks are like 85-pound, 5-foot-tall nerds that don't speak to anybody and just keep to themselves, you are sorely mistaken. There are a lot of assholes in band. I knew them in high school. I know a lot of you watching this knew them. But furthermore, let's back up a bit. Let's just look even bigger picture. Corey Cunningham was falsely accused of killing a kid. He has the moniker of being a kid killer. He is an adult and these are minors. The last thing you want to do in that situation is catch a felony, regardless of if you had been falsely accused of something prior or not. So him doing what he does and not fighting back at the beginning here is totally realistic. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If a couple of 16-year-olds were giving me hell at the gas station, I'm not going to be like, all right guys, let's go. What? They're children. No, you laugh it off. You walk away. That's a really, really weird reason to hate the character of Corey Cunningham, but I have to address it because it is a problem that people have. Another issue people have with Corey Cunningham, he manhandles Michael Myers and takes his mask from him. I don't necessarily know if that's an issue with Corey, more so probably an issue with Michael Myers in this movie. Now, I personally do not have a problem whatsoever with what they do with Michael, simply from the standpoint of, if you're telling me he's human and his body is withering away and this evil is going to transfer, that's the story I'm being given, okay, I'll accept that. Now, if this was Halloween Kills Michael, which that's a whole other thing, we've talked about it, I would have been like, okay, no way, that's not realistic. But they zigged when we thought they were going to zag, and they did it multiple times throughout this trilogy. So given the story that we are being told in this movie, if you're setting Corey up to be that, I don't have a problem with that. I mean, a guy, 21 years old, pretty built. Corey, Rowan Campbell's a pretty built guy. Taking down a 60-some-odd-year-old man that's basically on the brink of death? Yeah, I can see it. But again, even addressing those things, you either accept them or you don't. There's a lot of people that are not going to accept them. And I'm not here to tell you you're wrong, because you're not. It's your opinion. You're entitled to that, just like I'm entitled to mine. I accepted the story they were telling, and I went with it. Some people don't. Here's what I don't like about the Corey Cunningham discourse. Anybody saying anything negative about Rowan Campbell is just lying to themselves. Period. Like, look, Greg Martin, I know you're watching this right now. You're probably typing something negative about Corey. Tell me the truth. Rowan Campbell gives a good performance. You may hate the way the character's written. You may hate the plot of this movie. You may hate some of the situations that Corey gets put in and how he's put on a pedestal out of nowhere. Totally fair. Don't you dare say Rowan Campbell doesn't give a good performance, because he does. The guy gives a really, really good performance. He's very believable. You feel bad for him. You feel sympathetic for him, because you're like, oh, God, this guy's a good kid. Like, what happened to him was accidental. He really doesn't deserve to be treated the way he does. You kind of hate it for him. You almost kind of understand it. That's not to say that you're like, yes, Corey, I would have done the same thing, kill them all. No, but you're like, I mean, I get it. Like, how long do you think you can tell somebody that they're a monster, and then they come face to face with a monster, get a little monster's goo on them or whatever, and they become a monster? Like, are you surprised? Does this surprise any of you at all? You push somebody to the edge and they finally jumped? Like, I'm not surprised. But the most important thing to note there is the performance as a whole is really good. Rowan sells you on every emotion of Corey Cunningham. He sells you on Corey's turn, whether you think it's a dumb story decision or not. That's beside the point. He gives a good performance. So a lot of the discourse over the years about this has really been disheartening to me, because a lot of people personally attacked Rowan, and I'm like, dude, he got a job. He got a job, he got a script, he read the script, he gave a good performance. Hate the role all you want. But the larger point here is that this was a really interesting idea. This was really cool for the Halloween franchise to finally try. Not just dip their toes in, go full bore, just do it. They dipped their toes multiple points throughout the franchise's history, but they never went full tilt with it. And in this movie, they finally said, we're going to do it. We're going to go for it. Haters be damned. We're going to try. And what did it get you? A 50-50 result. People vehemently hate this movie, and people vehemently defend this movie, and there's not a lot in the middle. But zooming out on this as a whole, I want us to start to get to a point as a society where we can look at this movie and we can critique it for other reasons than the character of Corey Cunningham. Because I don't think the character's written poorly at all. I think objectively you can make the argument it's not a badly written character. I know objectively you can make the argument that it is a very good performance. What I think a lot of people take issue with is it blindsided them. They didn't feel like it was set up, because it wasn't. This is not the story you tell at the end of a trilogy, because it's not. All of those things are totally, totally fair. And another big one, and probably the biggest one, is how is this kid manhandling this icon, this legend? Well, that's because in this movie they said that legend, that icon, is really just a dude. And that's disappointing. I totally understand that, because it's like, oh, he's been built up for 40 plus years as so much more than that. And you're just telling me now, just kidding. It's like, I don't know, pulling the rug out from under you at the very end. It's like taking the ball and going home. But damn it, I'm tired of the discourse surrounding Halloween Ends being solely about Corey Cunningham. It's honestly beneath a lot of us. Don't we have bigger things to critique with this movie? Because I can give you some critiques I have for it. Absolutely. Let's start off with Lindsay Wallace. Why the hell did she come back if you're not going to do anything with the character? Why the hell do you bring Will Patton back if you're not going to do anything with the character? There are issues to talk about with this movie. And again, I'm not saying that the plot of Corey Cunningham is totally seamless. No. But this character is fleshed out. This character is well written. This character should have been introduced earlier. But damn it, this is a really well written character. And Rowan gives a really good performance. And any other criticism you have about it, I'll accept. I understand that. It may not be your thing. You may not find it believable. You may think that it is an insult to the franchise. I'm not here to disagree with you. But, dude, leave Corey alone. Leave Rowan alone. Rowan Rowan, if you're watching this, I've been a fan since day one. I was the most worried about you going into this movie. Your character. The fact that I didn't know anything about you as an actor. You blew me away. I feel oddly accomplished. And I say that sarcastically because I know this video is going to change absolutely zero minds. If you hate Corey Cunningham, you're going to continue to hate him. If you love Corey Cunningham, you're going to continue to love him. If you're in the middle, maybe this tilts you one way or the other. But regardless, I think I said what I needed to say. I didn't think of this video. I didn't really give it any thought at all. I kind of was just thinking about, man, all these Corey memes, all these people talking about Corey. It's time to defend the character of Corey Cunningham, and most importantly, Rowan Campbell's performance. Does it get me any brownie points with anybody involved with the film? No. Will they ever see it? No. Do I care? No. But I want to know down in the comment section what you guys think. Do you agree? Hey, this is a pretty unique character. He gives a good performance. Maybe it wasn't the right time for it or the right place, but I can't hate the performance or the character's introduction. Or are you someone that's like, you said everything I've been thinking for years. I love this character. I love this decision. I love this performance. Or are you someone that's like, wow, dude, you just spent like 10 minutes ranting about Rowan Campbell and Corey Cunningham. Congratulations, you've changed zero minds. Whatever side of the fence you're on, guess what? Do me a favor. Get down there and tell me right now. Well, I meant in the comment section. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure to leave a like on it. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This is Nick at the Lost River Drive-In, and I'm pulling out.